This episode of The Couch is proudly supported by Crown and Andrews Board Games. Fun for the whole family. And Scoot Airlines. Get out of here with Scoot.
Hello Australia, welcome to episode, am I reading right? 628 of The Couch. We've got the 628, big show today. We're talking to Senator Sue Lines from the Labor Party, trying to sort of find out what happened in the last couple of weeks and where we're going to after that. We've also got Amber Reid opening the show. We've also got Diane Beggs coming in to talk about the Canning Show, which is coming up in November here in Perth. We're talking to Cara Walker about hemp. We're giving you another chance of winning a trip to anywhere in the Scoot network, thanks to Scoot, and much more. Hope you can stick around. It's a big couch. Episode 628 starts now.
It's showtime on the couch. It's showtime on the couch. You can see it from your house. You can see it from your house. It's showtime on the couch with Fred and the best in town. Yeah, it's showtime on the couch.
Welcome to The Couch. Thanks for joining us here on Foxtel or our Facebook page. We've got Amber Reid opening the show today. She hasn't been on the couch for a while, but she's looking wonderful. She's got a great new song called Call Out My Name. Amber Reid, it's over to you.
We found each other. I helped you out of a broken place. You gave me comfort, but falling for you was my mistake. I put you on top. I put you on top. I claimed you so proud and openly, but when times were rough, I made sure I held you close to me. So call out my name, call out my name when I kiss you so gently. I want you to stay. I want you to stay, even though you don't want me. Go, why can't you wait? Go, why can't you wait till I fall out of love? Won't you call out my name? Go call out my name and I'll be on my way, and I'll be on my way. I guess I didn't feel nothing, baby, but I lied. I almost cut a piece of myself for your life. Guess I was just another pit stop till you made up your mind. You just wasted my time. You're on top. I put you on top. I claimed you so proud and openly, babe. When times were rough, when times were rough, I made sure I held you close to me. So call out my name. Go call out my name when I kiss you so gently. I want you to stay.
There you go. That's Amber Reid. Thank you for performing the opening song for us, Amber. She'll be back later in the show with the closing, I believe. Another fantastic song. Now, did you ever, in your lifetime, try hemp seed? I haven't, but I found out earlier this week when I got to speak to Cara Walker what that's all about. Here's Cara. Talking Green with Cara Walker. She's back. Hello.
Hey Fred, great to be here.
Nice to have you here. Now, last time we talked about bags and recycling. Today we're going to talk about hemp.
We're going to talk about this wonderful
Tell
plant
us what it
called
is
hemp.
first.
So people have been scared of hemp because when you hear about hemp, you think of...
Drugs.
Exactly. So it's a cousin of marijuana. It does not have enough THC to get you high. You have to smoke enough hemp that's about the size of electricity pole. Okay, so basically it's a confused misconception. However, it is a wonder plant and it's just been legalised in Australia to produce and consume.
Now, the stuff that we've got on set here, folks, it is hemp, but it's hemp seeds.
This is
isn't it?
hemp seed. So first of all, as a crop to grow, it is a very hearty, hardy, drought-resistant crop. You can grow a crop turnaround in 90 to 120 days.
Yep.
It takes less water than corn, rice, wheat, all of those main things.
So we can grow it in our
We
backyards
can grow
legally?
it. It's actually, we are in prime land here in Western Australia to grow this
With
crop.
the weather.
But what makes it so good? It makes bioplastic, plastic that's made from plants.
Mm-hmm.
It can make fuel. It can make fibres that make clothes. It makes paper. And also, it's an amazing food source.
Now, you brought this in and you said,
I
Fred, do you
brought
want
this,
to
so
try
this
it? And I
is
said, I'll
hemp
have a
seed.
little bit.
You can try it,
I'll
yeah.
have a bit on camera so I can be honest that I have tried it. Now,
I got you a spoon, but that's
do you know
fine.
what? No, do you know what it tastes like? You're right. It's almonds.
Yeah, I think like cashewy. It's really nice. Yeah, it's
I think
a
so as
beautiful
well.
to have. Do you know what? It's really high. As you know, I'm a bit of a vegan.
Mm-hmm.
So it's high in protein for a vegan and omega fats as well. Got to get those good fats in you. Good for your cardiovascular health. Look at you bringing
And make
out
sure
that.
you wash the whole lot down. Can I say to you, actually, it's not a bad taste. I've had it before.
Yeah.
That flavour, it reminds me of peanuts.
Yeah,
Peanuts
it's not
and,
harsh.
And
Yeah.
it tastes all right.
I actually make a paste out of it and put it on my son's sandwich.
what do you do? How do you make
Is
a
that really
paste?
hippie? Sending my boy to school with
Hey,
hemp
nothing.
butter
I would expect that from you.
with wheatgrass juice. No, I'm kidding.
How
Not
old's
that
your
bad.
son now?
He's 6.
6-year-old, the first
He can't
6-year-old.
complain yet.
You picture this first 6-year-old
No
being
one
arrested
else
at
has
school.
hemp sandwiches, Mum.
You imagine this poor 6-year-old going to school and
We're
saying,
not allowed to have nuts, so this is a great alternative. It's nutty without. So yeah, it is high in protein. It's high in omegas. So good for your cardiovascular health and also
is it
spice.
expensive?
Do you know,
Honestly?
it has become cheaper now. So I have been buying hemp seeds for years, even though it has a massive label on it that says
On the black market.
No, from health food stores, but they,
they sell
sold it as a as a beauty product, and they were saying not for consumption.
Don't need- oh,
and they're
thanks,
looking
Cara.
at you going. But
After
now
eating.
it's finally been legalised. So, you know, it was just, we know it had to happen because every other country
So
in
as
the
a
world
beauty
has
product,
decriminalised it.
you used to put on your face? or?
Yeah, you can make creams and oils. It's honestly, it could be used for any industry. It is such a super plant.
So you're telling us now we should get into it.
You should get into growing it. We should get into eating it, wearing it, driving it. Even Mercedes-Benz is making parts for their cars to replace the metal and the plastic because it is a car that could be eventually broken down, and also because it's lightweight, it's more efficient on fuel as well.
Look, I can imagine that in cooking on chicken. You know, when you do fried
Ooh.
chicken,
No,
I can imagine
can't.
instead of bread, well, you don't eat meat, but I'm saying when you, when you pay, what do you call it when you put breadcrumbs on a
Crumb it.
chicken? Crumb it, that's
Absolutely,
it.
yeah.
I would put that. That would be awesome.
Absolutely, and replace the crumbs because
Yep.
that's a grain rather than a seed. And, you know, or instead of dead animals, you could make protein balls from it.
Well, I won't eat the animals alive. But you are right.
But you can sprinkle it on your salads, have it raw, but in your foods as well, and it's not going to take away all of these beautiful nutrients
No,
from
fantastic.
there. So buy it in the health food section of all supermarkets. Even Coles and Woolies now have
That is
it
fantastic.
in health food stores. You're going to be seeing hemp more and more in the future. It really is the plant of the future. Get onto it now, though, because it's turning things around.
Are you promoting it on your website as well? People find out
I'm
more
promoting it
information?
everywhere.
if
I'm
you-
wearing it.
If you want more information, you can always check out Cara's website. There it is, ecofairies.com. Everything and more. There's episodes there of stuff that you can learn, kids can watch, and maybe learn a thing or two about the environment.
Absolutely.
Cara, anything else? That's it?
No, that's it. Just get onto the hemp. Let's love it.
Thank you. I'm going to have another scull of this. We're going to take a break. Thanks for being with us, Cara.
Thank you, Fred.
A hemping world. Thank you very much. Imagine Wednesdays,
Look at
hump
you.
day, hemp day.
Have a jar full.
Welcome back to the couch. Time to talk politics, and we're you would have had to have been blind Freddie if you didn't see what happened in the last couple of weeks, of course, with Malcolm Turnbull leaving us, and we've now got a new Prime Minister. I thought we get someone local here in WA that knows everything about what happened in Canberra, because she was there. Senator Sue Lyons from the Labor Party, welcome back to the couch.
Thanks for having me, Fred. It's nice to be here.
Sue, was it amazing for you as a senator and also as an Australian? What did you think of what went on for those 2 weeks in Parliament?
Well, it's pretty hard to believe, especially when the government closed the House of Representatives. The Senate was doing its business, and the news came through, and we just couldn't believe that they would shut the House of Representatives down and send people home when there was work to be done. Obviously they did
It's
it to avoid...
never happened before, has it?
No, it hasn't. And they obviously did it to avoid question time, because it was about an hour and a half, 2 hours before question time.
And was that the reason I heard was because they didn't really have enough ministers to fill the front bench? Do they have to have a front bench? Because us people that don't know a lot about Parliament, how does it work? Do they have to have an amount of ministers on the front?
Not for question time, they don't. And of course, the question time went ahead in the Senate. So we had 3 or 4 ministers there who were handling all of the business.
The poor old Birmingham had about 20 portfolios or something.
I mean, I have to say, he did a good job.
He did do a good job.
He had to front up, and he did. But I mean, it was a shocking thing for government to close business down, because there were bills and committee work and all of that was cancelled as well. I mean, a very serious bill to give women additional protection in courts when they're facing domestic violence was shut down. So that won't get up again until perhaps next time the Parliament sits.
I think I posted something on Instagram with all the leadership issues, with Malcolm Turnbull obviously ended up losing the leadership of the Liberal Party. I said there's only one winner, and I think the real winner is Bill Shorten, and not for any other reason, because he wasn't really involved in it.
Yep.
But it proved to me that unity and stability works.
Yes.
You guys learnt from your past, and I love the fact that I have to compliment your party, because you actually say it all the time. We learnt.
Yeah.
We lived it.
Yeah.
We knew what had happened. And if you remember, the Liberal Party said, that'll never happen to us. We won't do that. I voted for Tony Abbott back then. And then they became disastrous. They were terrible. To me, they've become a mean-spirited government that unfortunately doesn't look after all of us in the community.
No.
If you can't look after yourself, I feel under this government, we don't seem to have a voice. And I'm a bit worried that Scott Morrison may not be that voice that we're looking for. But did you guys know, you must hear things in Parliament House. Did you know that leadership challenge was happening as politicians?
Oh, yes. I mean, the Parliament, the mood changes. And sometimes it'll be quite calm, and then sometimes be quite chaotic. And so the leadership speculation has been going on now for quite some time. But of course, Mr Morrison was the Treasurer who's put in place these policies which have hurt ordinary Australians.
This is the point I make. He was there for all of them, all the hardline.
Yep.
Remember, he was Social Security Minister, or Social Services Minister. He was also Immigrations Minister. So when you look at the toughest policies where they hurt a lot of people, he was the one that created the policy that we're following through with.
That's right.
So
That's right.
will much change? Do you think that Scott Morrison will mellow a bit and become... I mean, I know he's a nice guy, and he's got great kids, and he's got a wife and a family. I know he wasn't one that was supporting, say, for example, the Yes campaign. He was happy for people to vote yes, but he personally didn't support it because he was quite religious. So are we now having a Prime Minister that could be tougher than what Tony Abbott was?
Well, I think if you look at the budgets he put into place, I think Australians would be right to be quite concerned. He ridiculed the Banking Royal Commission, and that's just showing those banks to be crooks, quite frankly. He made life tougher for ordinary Australians and pensioners. He took money out of hospitals and education. So, meanwhile, Labor's been going around putting good policies together. We've got Bill Shorten is here next week in Perth. We've got a big town hall meeting up in the seat of Pearce. And Bill's been happy to front ordinary Australians. I mean, these town halls he's done, I think this will be the 18th he's done in Western Australia. They're open to the public. Anyone can come, ask their questions. They're not stage managed, and most people go away, and even if they don't agree with everything Labor stands for, they at least go away thinking, well, I've met the person.
They're not that bad.
Yeah. I mightn't agree with everything they say, but
I have to agree with you. The one thing that I'd say to Labor as advice, keep staying real. Keep it real. That could be an election campaign winning thing, keeping it real. Labor is keeping it real while the other side is trying to keep it real when we know it's not real.
Yeah.
We hear, for example, I don't know about you, but I had a good laugh when I saw only a few days ago Scott Morrison on one side, Matthias Cormann on the other. The journalist asked them both if they support the Prime Minister. Matthias Cormann squirmed and sort of, I support the Prime Minister. So we didn't say which Prime Minister, but I support the Prime Minister. And then you saw Scott Morrison hug the Prime Minister and say, this is my leader, I support him. Folks, this man said he supports him, and the next day he went up against him.
Well, of course, Turnbull said he wouldn't recontest a spill motion. But the reality is too, if Matthias Cormann and Michaelia Cash, two West Australian senators, plus Mitch Fifield, hadn't moved their vote,
he'd still be there.
He might still be there. Who knows?
Yes, you would have had the 3 votes that would have made it 43 to 42.
Yeah.
Does it ring alarm bells as a politician if you went to a contest like that and where you've got 40 votes to 45 for the spill motion and then 40 to 45 for the leaders winning? I find that if I couldn't sleep easy at night knowing that this is going to happen again.
Yeah, I mean, you've got a lot of work to do. If nearly half of the people in the room didn't
support you,
didn't back you, that's a lot of haters. And I think that's what we've seen about the Liberal Party last week is they really fell apart. They were openly criticising and backstabbing one another. And I mean, one of the things about Labor, and I say this to a lot of people, is there is a collectiveness about us. We have our fights in our caucus. We come to a decision and we all stand by that decision. And that's what makes us unified, because we do care and we are collective by nature. I don't think the Liberal Party does have those traditions. They're more individualistic.
Yeah.
They come from, big
Different
business
backgrounds.
and different backgrounds. They're different people. And yes, most of them are very good people, but they don't have that sense of when the going's tough that you really hang in there for the fight.
Yeah, I think it's very important to say it's all about our people. The Labor Party, I never used to vote Labor, I'll be honest with you, and I used to always think, I used to work in the public service and thought I'm doing okay. Liberal's my party, Labor looks after the battlers and the pensioners, etc. And life changes for all of us, and even you don't have to be poor or unemployed or be a pensioner or have issues in life to see that we as a country need to still support those people who can't look after themselves. Only even more now when things are going tough around the world. And I think the Liberal government has taken his foot off the pedal, and they've become very hardline. They've become very tough. Do you see much change happening with the environment? I mean, we knew NEG, that was in, NEG 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do you think it's the last we'll ever hear of NEG?
I think so. I listened to Scott Morrison this morning on TV and he only talked about electricity prices,
and
nothing about the broader environment, nothing about the Paris targets. I think that is a problem. And as the Prime Minister of the country and a political party, you've got to govern for all Australians, because it really matters to make sure that Middle Australia is doing well, because then, if people are employed and they've got good jobs and they're earning decent money, they're paying their taxes, that enables governments to look after everybody.
Correct.
And of course, as young people, they must be very concerned about their future, because the Liberal Party was unable to come to any agreement on NEG, and that was, the third or fourth policy.
Yeah, and you know what, I have to say, I wish that Malcolm Turnbull was in the Labor Party. He was going to join them years ago, because I think some of the things that he wanted to do were more probably on the Labor side, but his party just aren't into it. They're just not
a handful, a tiny handful.
The 40.
The
40 maybe were in the middle. And what do we know now? What's happened? So we've got a new Prime Minister. He's been sworn in.
Yep.
Malcolm Turnbull's resigned from the House of Reps, yes or not yet?
Not yet.
Is intending to?
Julie Bishop's also come out.
I heard that last week.
She's announced it today, that she's going to stand down, which will be really interesting to see who takes that seat of Curtin.
Yes. She's obviously had enough of politics. I think I would have thought she'd stay in the seat that she was in, the job that she was in. She was a very good foreign minister, and I think she's a great West Australian, and she works incredibly hard. It's a shame she doesn't stay in that role. But if Malcolm Turnbull resigns from the House, it leaves you guys equal. Is that right? Because he only had a majority of one.
Yeah.
So why is it, and explain to most people watching, they're saying, well, if they're equal, why is it that they're still the government?
Well,
There'll be a minority government.
Yes, they would have to demonstrate that they could continue as a government. So that means that the crossbenchers become very important and would have to guarantee to
Supply and
a
everything
minority government that they'd guarantee supply.
Are we likely to see that? Because I'd actually say to you, the independents are starting to change their mind on this leadership and the spill and the instability. And I saw the lady from Indi, the member for Indi, actually switched her
Cathy
vote the
McGowan.
other day. And I thought that was the first time I saw her switch. And I wonder if a few more do that. Does that mean that I guess the best that can happen for Labor, if they lose the confidence of the Parliament, they'd have to go to an election?
They would, yeah.
And I'd hope that that's what happens, because I really don't think, even though they're putting on a fresh paint, a set of paint, they all look happy, they're all best friends. They weren't. 40 to 45 is not best friends. You're split down the middle.
That's right.
It's going to take longer than the 12 months we've got left before an election for them to unite. What do you see happening in the next couple of weeks when Parliament returns?
Well, we'll continue to ask the hard questions. There's still the, Josh Frydenberg's now the Treasurer, but he was the one that gave the $500 million, $444 million
for the reef,
the Great Barrier Reef, without any paperwork. There's still those questions.
And they still argue that you guys gave 12 million. I'm saying 12 million, half a billion. That's a lot of difference, guys.
Yeah. There's still the unanswered questions about the raid into the Australian Workers' Union offices, and we understand the AFP is pressing charges, and we'll continue to push the government on issues about the banks, about the big tax cuts are there. I mean, Scott Morrison was the architect of those.
And he wanted them through. I don't think that's ever going to happen again.
No, well, that got knocked off in the Senate the other week, but I haven't heard Mr Morrison say he's walked away from that. We had the Turnbull government make a commitment to Western Australia around the GST, which Scott Morrison has said he will uphold, but we want to see that in legislation.
The Premier wants it in writing as well here
exactly.
in WA.
Well, we've said, Labor's said we want to see it legislated for, because that means it is fairly safe, because, suddenly we've had a change at the top, and West Australians quite rightly asked, well, what about the GST deal? So we're very keen to see that legislated. We're ready to go to an election. We're ready to govern the country.
Look, your party looks very united. You've done a lot of work to make sure the public trust you.
Yep.
You see the opinion polls, and I actually do believe the next opinion poll will be in Labor's favour even more. I think people are sick and tired of prime ministers that get kicked out before their term. I think it's the way it's done, not what's done. If it's explained and it's all done amicably,
yes,
the word
and peacefully. Yes.
This was disastrous for Malcolm Turnbull. It seemed like 1 minute you're popular, 1 minute we don't want to know you. He seems quite happy to move on and be a grandfather and do other things. He's got his own wealth, etc. But it's just, I think the public want to see prime ministers who stay their full term.
And I think you've got to, as Prime Minister, even as a politician, not everyone is going to agree with everything I say and do, whether I was a politician or not. That's a fact.
Exactly.
And so I think when you become the Prime Minister, you've got to stare down those people in your party who want to undo the neg, move away from the Paris targets. You've just got to say, no, this is where the majority's going, this is what we're doing.
Correct.
And be strong. And that's, I think, what's been disappointing.
I wonder, Sue, I remember last week in Parliament, in the question time, when the opposition leader got up and said, we will give you bipartisan support on the neg. And the Prime Minister laughed at Bill Shorten and sort of said, it's a political move. Had you actually probably taken that manoeuvre and sat down with the opposition leader, you may have got the neg through with a few amendments. You may have kept your job. Because he would have been standing up to the other 45 people that didn't support
Well, he couldn't deliver his party. And remember, they were threatening to cross the floor, so it really didn't matter whether we supported him or not. He couldn't bring his own, he had to bring his own party across the way, and he wasn't able to do that.
Well, I look forward to what's coming up in the next... You've got a couple of weeks off?
Well, I think so. We think so. It's up to the new Prime Minister, but we think there'll be a parliamentary sitting in September. And, we'll continue to push the government and ask the hard questions.
I think these last couple of weeks, probably one man, famous man, Bob Hawke, once said, if you can't govern your party, you can't govern the nation. Remember that? Good impersonation,
you did that very well.
I know. I was doing it for the whole 2 weeks. Only when I watched Sky News I stopped doing it because it bored me. But thank you very much, Senator, for coming in. Best of luck in the next few months.
Yep.
I hope we do go to an early election, so... let's hope that happens. But I know you guys will be working there. If people want more information, want to contact you, you've got your own website, which is SueLyonsWA.com. It's on screen right now. She's a wonderful person, wonderful West Australian, and always happy to help. So thank you very much. Time out for us to help somebody as well. Scoot is wonderful as well. I think Senator Sue would probably love to take a plane trip at the moment, flying Scoot to anywhere where they fly around the world. It could be Malé in the Maldives. It could be Bangkok. It could be China. It could be Malaysia. It could be Singapore. You could go anywhere. We're giving away 2 tickets to anywhere in the world where Scoot flies. Anywhere in the world where Scoot flies, and there's lots and lots of destinations. To win that, all you have to do is send us an SMS or email. SMS, the word Scoot, it's on screen right now, to 0439 929 929 with the word Scoot. Your name and address needs to be on that SMS. Or you can email us as well at scoot@thecouch.com.au. That's scoot@thecouch.com.au. Remember the word Scoot, your name and address. And next week, we're going to give one lucky home viewer. We're going to give you a call. We're going to ask you to pick up the phone. So don't worry. If it's a Sunday afternoon, it's a Friday, just answer your phone, because it could be us calling you if you entered the competition. Keep your phones on, and you could be flying anywhere you like where Scoot flies. Great, great prize. Thank you to Scoot, and we'll throw in the baggage, the food and the seat as well, because you need those. Thank you to Scoot. Do something different. Fly Scoot if you haven't already, and thank you for sponsoring that segment. We need to take a break, and we'll be back with more of The Couch after this. I think I did do a good impersonation. Hello Australia, welcome to The Couch, welcome back should I say. With me in the studio is Diane Begg. We're talking Canning Show, and she's the CEO of the CARS, or Canning Agricultural, Horticultural, Recreational Society Incorporated.
That's us.
Did I get it right? Welcome back. It's been a while since I saw you.
I know, it's been a while. I've missed you. But it's nice to be back.
We've missed you too, and I know you've had a bit of a holiday, but you've got a big show.
We have
for
indeed.
November the 2nd and 3rd, isn't it?
Yes, in fact. That's why I'm here to let you all know that the show is now officially launched.
Yes.
And we are open for business. We now have the schedule. It has been released, so that's available
I got one
now.
of those in my letterbox as a member as well, which is fantastic. The schedule looks really good. Now, for those people who have never been to the Canning Show, I always describe it as the Raw Show, but better, cheaper, not as many crowds, and you can have more fun because you can get around the place without having to need a taxi or a Uber.
That's exactly.
And I love it. It's the spirit's there, the people are there. We get about 15,000 people every year. A lot of us put a lot of work because we've got the Talent Quest coming up. But let's talk about the Friday night, because a lot of people forget that you're actually open at about, is it 5 o'clock?
5 o'clock Friday
5 p.m. on a
straight
Friday
from
night.
work.
And the lineup on the Friday night, what have we got this year?
Well, Friday night is always fantastic because, first of all, you go to the exhibition halls and that's where you can see your entry that you've exhibited this year. If you've won a prize, you've got a blue ribbon around your name, that sort of thing. But out on the showground, so it's dark, it's usually a lovely evening. Sideshow lights are going off. On the main stage, we have got some fantastic things. We've got brass bands, we've got pipe bands, and we've got a great group called the Formidable Sounds.
I was looking at that, the vegetable sound system. How's that?
Well, I am looking forward to seeing it very, very much indeed. But it's great family entertainment. So it's something for the youngies, mum and dad, gran and granddad, aunties, uncles, bring the whole crowd.
And what's the Walter Whip and the Flames?
Okay, this
that a great
is,
band or something?
well, I've got to be careful, but this is whip cracking with flames. So it's a live display. So think Castilian bush, think bushfires,
Yes.
and yeah, there'll be a bit of whip cracking going
and
on.
Zap Circus Fire Spectacular.
Yeah, now they are backed by popular demand. They came to the show last year.
They were there.
Were so popular, people said, can you have them back? So they're a WA-based duo, and they do all sorts of gymnastics, and they've got fire, and she's upside down, and they're eating
Things that we can never do. Let's
Things
just
we
say,
can only
and we
dream
will never
of.
do. Thank God for that. Can I just say, people forget that we've got fireworks at, is it 9 o'clock?
9 p.m. the fireworks, and it's one of the biggest fireworks displays that you will see around Perth. So we really look forward to that, and that is for everybody who grows up in that area. It's always a memory item, you know.
And
Everybody
folks,
remembers.
if you're watching, Diane and me are not giving our cars to blow them up to create fireworks. These are real fireworks like you get on Australia Day.
Yes.
They're amazing fireworks. You get a beautiful view
Yes.
of the... they do them on the oval there, don't they? Where
They
the,
do, yep.
our
yep.
race-
They're really high, and it lasts about 15, 20 minutes or so.
Beautiful.
And we will have live music in the background as well.
And the thing I love about the show on a Friday, be first, come straight after work. Don't even bother going home. Take your family, pick up your family, or leave your kids at home. Just drive straight to the show. Have a wonderful meal, because there's going to be heaps of vendors
Yep,
there.
lots
Have
of
a look at
yummy
some
food.
local cuisine. Fantastic jams, I believe. There's going to be lots. And we want people to come down, buy your tickets. They're only, how much this year? 10?
$11 for an adult.
You put them up by $1. Is that it?
It's
$11 bucks.
$1, yeah. We don't do things, we try as hard as we possibly can to make this the most affordable show. And currently it is the most affordable show
agree.
in the area. Kids under 16 are free as long as they bring an adult with them. So we can't really do any more than that. It's,
You've done well. Look, I think the state government and CARS do an amazing job to allow the kids under 16 free. $11 bucks, folks. You wouldn't even get a burger and chips from Hungry Jack's.
It's not a movie ticket.
And you know what? You're getting to see agriculture. You're getting to see wonderful local people who have the most beautiful food, great bands, great talent, fireworks,
Yep.
and an amazing night.
So
in
here's
Perth.
some of the things that are free. So when you
Okay.
get through the gate, the farm petting for the animals, that's free.
Yep.
And you can feed the animals. There is a farmer interactive display that you can chat to and meet the animals. That's free. We have pony rides on the Saturday. They're free. There is going to be giant Jenga and a super sand pit. So that's all free as well.
So there's lots of stuff. So if you're not, a lot of us don't have as much money as we used to. We never did. And you won't need to bring your credit cards to pay for all this. It's absolutely
Indeed
free.
not. With
So
lots of free
a
things.
good
so-
family night, or just a couple's night, or even a single night.
Yeah.
If you want something different, please support your local shows, because I know CARS, because I've been with them for many, many years, you guys do put a lot of work. I know you don't like people telling you. You work very hard. You've got a great group of volunteers, a very small staff, and I know we don't do it to make money. We do it to provide a community event which is just beyond last year's, and it's fantastic, isn't it?
It is. It's really good, and it's all about participation. Everybody is invited to come along, participate, enter their work, volunteer if they like. Always plenty of vacancies for volunteers.
I'm looking, let's find out what we could do on the actual weekend, because we've got photographs, art and crafts, cakes, flowers, displays.
Yep.
How's that all going to work? The cake, how does the cake display work?
Okay, well, so it's a traditional thing in many countries, European countries, American countries. You bake a cake, and if your cake is the best one presented, then you win a blue ribbon. And you can say for the rest of your life, in 2018, I made the best cake. And it might sound like fun, but, make it even more fun. And get the family to enter. Let's have mum against auntie. Let's have brother against
It's fun.
sister.
Very simple
yeah.
fun, old-fashioned fun.
It is, and it's cost free. We've got some new classes. I'm just going to touch on them that you might be interested. By popular demand, we have got upcycling, craft. So what we're looking for is craft objects that people make, upcycling, at least 80% recycled material. But it could be decorative, it could be practical. But if you make something out of an old throwaway recyclable item, bring it in as a craft item. You need to get all the details that are in the
From
booklet.
the book, the schedule.
And yeah, that can win a prize.
Well, I know we've talked for a bit, but we're going to talk for a couple of more minutes because we've got the time today, which I'm glad we have. Let me tell you what else we've got, because there's lots happening, and jump in here at any time. We've got market stalls.
Yes.
Which is wonderful, with an array of gift ideas, community organisations and information. We've also got yummy food trucks, as we've said. We've got roving entertainment, ladybird fairies and face painting for the kids or adults. We've got Sideshow Alley, which is all the rides,
yeah.
show bags as well, as
Yeah,
we do
the
every year.
Whirly-burly things.
Yeah, not for me, but the kids love that type of thing. We've got farmland, free pony rides, as you said, camel rides, birds of prey. We've also got the coffee stops everywhere.
Yeah, now the coffee stop is a fantastic area. Particularly Saturday lunchtime, we've got local schools, we've got some older ladies coming in to do Zumba, we've got some martial arts, Kung Fu, Tai Chi, that sort of thing's going on. So they're all community groups that want to get out, be known in the community, maybe attract some new members. So they're all putting on free displays Saturday
Now,
afternoon.
to do this and to make it possible, we need some volunteers still.
We do, yes.
How can people get in touch with you if
Yep.
they want to volunteer? This is for the Friday night, which is the 2nd of November, and then Saturday all day to about 10 p.m.
Yeah.
What do they need to do?
The best thing is to give us a buzz in the office and chat about what type of volunteering you're available for and when you're available. So it's not just show day, but also helping set up and then pack away as well. So we need people who are interested in stewarding, people who are interested in being actually hands-on and putting things together. We also need people to help with the stage and back of stage and, you know, help the artists get on and off the stage, that sort of thing. So whatever your skill set is, give us a buzz, tell us what you can do, and then we'll buddy you up with somebody who needs a bit of a helper. Just get some training on the job if you're a young person trying to break in.
Wonderful.
If you're retired and you've got some free time, come along and drink coffee.
There is a lot of fun to be had. I'm going to be there doing the Showtime Talent Quest again from 3 to 6. There's heaps more. That's on the Saturday. Can I just say, for the first time, we're actually selling tickets online as well?
Yes,
Which
yes.
means you don't have to go to a shop or go down to Cars.
Yeah.
How can people go on your website? Tickets?
We'll be going through Eventbrite,
Yep.
and they'll be available from the 1st of October.
Yep.
So plenty of time to get your tickets.
There'll be a link on our website, cars.com.au, which you see on screen right now.
Yeah.
Then that will take you to Eventbrite. Then you book your tickets. $11. Kids under 16 are free, as long as they're accompanied by an adult. But $11, I reckon just buy the $11 ones because they pay for not even half of what we do there. It's an amazing day. It really is worth doing. I can't urge you enough, folks, to get involved. We will have Di or one of the other team members in again to promote some more about this. I think, the other thing we want to tell people is how to get there just before we wrap up.
Definitely.
We
Okay.
can go by bus on Albany Highway if you haven't been to the showgrounds before. Train to Cannington or Beckingham Station. Or you can park on, is it Leigh Street or Leigh?
Leigh Street.
Leigh Street. There you go.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you very much, Di. Was there anything else you quickly wanted to tell us before we wrap it up?
No, just if you have not got your schedule, this
can
is the
we
time
get
to
that
get
from?
one. You can actually get it on our new website, which is going to be launched, which is canningshow.com.au.
canningshow.com.au. Keep checking it out. Until then, go to thecars.com.au and you saw the website there. CEO Diane Begg, you've been working incredibly hard over the years and you still look fresh as a daisy.
Fresh as a
And I
daisy.
love your beautiful jacket. Pity it
Yeah.
doesn't fit me.
It's a little bit of Beatles for you today.
That is the Canning Show. We'll tell you more about it in the next few weeks. But please get online now, get early, get your tickets, and we'll see you at the Canning Show, hopefully, because I'm looking forward to it. That's a wrap. Thank you
Thank
very much
you.
for coming in today. We will take a break. We've got more of The Couch coming up right after this. Hope you can stay with us and see you at the other side of this break. Welcome back to a very busy couch today. We've got some music for you. You may have missed this a few weeks ago, but I thought we'd play it again because so many people asked for it to be replayed. They could have just watched it on Facebook, to be quite honest, but hey, let's not confuse people. MC Truth and a wonderful song. It was a song he wrote for his mother. Here he is.
In the night, I feel it deep inside your spirit. I've been crying out to you, and I need you to know that I love you dearly, forever in my heart. I'll always remember inside me, your soul lives on.
I wish I knew the love you had for me was never ending. I took it for granted while your heart was needing some mending. If I could turn back the hands of time, I get these hands of mine and inject your cancer right deep into my damn mind, so you would never see a day of suffering. That saying, got till it's gone, is now what I suffer in. I'm sorry, Mom, for all the pain that I caused you. You carried my demons with you like you were forced to. Driving around in the middle of the night, worried about me while I was with some strangers getting high. You always stuck up for me when Dad just wanted to punish. Even when we bought your silence meant that you always kept your promise, that you protect your little cup cause I was the youngest. Only now that you're gone, your righteousness has me astonished. Even though it seems we are but worlds apart, I'll always keep you eternally right in my heart.
In the night, I feel it. Deep inside your spirit. I've been crying out to you, and I need you to know that I love you dearly, forever in my heart.
the day that we meet in the sky.
I'll always remember. Inside me, your soul lives on.
I remember when you told me you were gonna die. The doctors couldn't do nothing for you but say goodbye. All of us knew we were in for one hell of a ride. God's will for you was something we couldn't deny. But I had no idea what I was about to witness, and question even if I had the emotional fitness to watch every part of you destroyed from your sickness. Only once did I cry out to God, what is this? For hours I saw you run to the toilet hugging on it. The noise echoes of your voice as you vomit. For days lying on the couch with a depressed look, and all I could do was suggest to read the good book. You had no words but your eyes said your time was limited. I know how sad you were because that family never visited. Mama, I wish I could have taken all of your burdens. I would have died for you, of that fact I'm certain.
In the night, I feel it. Deep inside, your spirit. I've been crying out to you, and I need you to know that I love you dearly, forever in my heart.
Hey,
I'll always remember.
sing it, Birdie.
Inside me, your soul lives on.
I watched as you went from walking slow to not at all. Hearing you crying to yourself, praying for your fall. I know towards the end you weren't afraid of your death. You told me you wanted to go so you could be at rest. Then the medicine started to take your speech. Watching you at night, head bowed at your swollen feet. All I could do was shower you with hugs and kisses while the drug made you stare looking off in the distance. We would play you all of your favorite songs. Then reality would hit when you wouldn't even respond. The time had come that we were all waiting for, when you would leave us and walk through heaven's doors. I watched as you slowly departed from this earth. My beautiful mother, you gave me so much more than just birth. You will always be with me until after my end. I love you, Mom, until we meet again.
That is MC Truth. Thank you very much for letting us see that again. I hope you enjoyed it out there in Australia. A great Australian artist. Now, we've got a fantastic segment with our good friends from Coloured Spaghetti. Over to you, Michelle Varley.
Thank you, Fred. And hi, everyone. Welcome to Coloured Spaghetti, the show where we teach you some ideas of things you can do with your kids, encouraging you to spend time with them, things that don't cost a lot of money and don't take a lot of time. Today, we are going to make cloud dough, which is so cool, with my awesome team here. So I'm going to introduce you to them. Who have we got over here?
Melissa.
Melissa, how old are you?
16.
16. Thank you for coming on Coloured Spaghetti.
Uh-huh.
And who have we got here?
Travis.
Travis. Have you been on Coloured Spaghetti before?
No.
How are you feeling about being on telly?
Good.
Good. How old are you, Travis?
7.
Well, we're really pleased to have you here. And here we have
Mackenzie.
Mackenzie. Have you been on the show before, Mackenzie?
Yes.
I do remember you coming on. I'm so glad you've come back. How old are you?
12.
12. Lovely to have you, Mackenzie. And here we've got Jacob. Hello, Jacob. Hi, Jacob. Well done. And here to help Jacob today is the lovely Yvette. So thank you so much for coming along today. And we've also got our helpers, Kat and Lily. And so let's get on and make this cloud dough. Really, really easy. This is corn flour, cheapest chips. This is the cheapest, $1.50 conditioner. And we need 2 cups of corn flour. So if I can get you to pass your bowl over, Melissa, we're going to go 1 and 2 cups of corn flour, and then we need half a cup of conditioner. So can I get you to start adding that in? And then all you do is mix it up. I'm excited too. I love this stuff. Okay, help me count, Travis. 1.
Oh, I'm just going to play with this.
And 2. Fantastic. All right, so you've got to have that. So you just put 1 little cup in, yeah? Yep. So that's half a cup of conditioner. And I'm going to do it so that we just get everybody with their corn flour, and then you can start mixing. So, guys, don't forget you're never too old to enjoy a sensory experience. Yeah, you can feel it. I mean, like, how many of us adults wrap up in a blankie at night? Why do we do that? Because we like, it's nice and it's soft and we like the feel of it. It's warm. Like, we like wearing perfume and nice cologne and stuff, and we do that because we like the smell of it. I think that actually might just be all of it. There you go. Fantastic. Oh, did you get a bit on you there? All right, so when you've got, start mixing. Start getting your hands in and start mixing. Mix it around.
Like that?
Yeah, like that. Squish. How does it feel?
Gooey.
Gooey. And it, oh, I can hear something. It's a little bit squeaky as well. Keep mixing, mixing, mixing. Well done. Okay, want some more? Okay, can you get your hands in and... How does it make you feel? What else can you tell about this? We're using lots of our senses here. Do you? Why?
Yeah. I don't like the feel of it.
You don't like the feel? Do you want Kat to do the squishing? She can
What
do
is
that.
it feels? It just feels gross.
And you know, some people don't like
Please,
the
I
feel of it,
cannot
and that's
handle
okay.
gross. To do it.
So, I mean, we can help them out with making
Yeah,
it, and then they can play with it
I
at the end.
cannot deal with
So,
that.
can you grab one of the wet cloths, and can I squeeze it for you? That's all right.
I'm
It's
sorry, I
fine.
just cannot deal with gross.
Can you help the listeners and the viewers? Can we tell them what senses we're using?
Our hands,
And so, what are we using our hands for?
well, squishing it.
Yeah, and feeling it. So we get
Thank
to.
you.
Squishing out.
That's okay.
That's
I'm
enough.
so happy to do
Now my
that.
hands are all sticky.
Are they? I think we might need a little bit more, actually. So, all right. So we had half a cup. Do a bit more.
A bit more cornflour.
Oh, sorry, I bumped you on the
I
head.
meant cornflour.
No, I think you need. Oh yeah.
What? What
And we're also using. What else are we using?
Keep going mixing.
Our nose for smelling.
Yeah, because it smells pretty good.
What does it smell of? Can you tell?
Apples?
Yes, it smells of apples. So we're using our nose for smelling.
Can we smell?
Oh, look.
Thank you for squishing it.
Yvette, can you tell me how sensory experiences help Jacob at home and at school?
Well, at school, Jacob gets a bit anxious when he goes into new classrooms and buildings and stuff, so we like to use bubbles. Jacob enjoys bubbles and stuff, so, and then when we're cooking, he likes to smell the cooking and touch the cooking. Doesn't necessarily like to taste it, but yeah.
So he doesn't eat it?
He doesn't eat it, but he loves to smell. So he'll go up to the oven and smell the oven, or he'll smell the food once it's been
do
cooked.
that when I've cooked biscuits, just smell them, enjoy it. But doesn't it show us that actually every one of our senses is as important as the other?
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm actually going to put Mackenzie's out now. It's still a little bit dry, but if you keep squeezing it,
Tip it out now. Do you want to tip it out?
a little bit more.
I think we need more too, Jacob.
And when this has finally got into a doughy start consistency, yeah, you go for it. We can use stars to make shapes and hide animals in it. Look, we've nearly come to the end of it. Please go and get messy with your kids. I want to thank Fred and the Couch for having me. He has been so supportive to Coloured Spaghetti, and just keep watching this space. There's some exciting things coming up. Guys, can you say a big goodbye to the camera? If you want to have any more information, come to our Facebook page, Coloured Spaghetti, on Facebook, and like and follow us. Say goodbye, everyone. We're going. Bye.
Bye. I was just about to say, if you can come and clean up my mat, guys, because you dropped, flour all over it. I have to do that after the show. Thank you very much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed the show. We certainly loved bringing it to you. Thanks to all our wonderful crew, to Bailey, to Cassidy, of course, Cassie and Cassidy. Thank you very much to Aref, who did camera today. And thank you very much to our control room, Nick, Adrian, our director, and of course, Ben, our sound guy, and Connor. Nice to see him back in the studio. And we can't forget Rocky. Thank you for that. We'll see you next week on another big show. Hope you come and watch us again on Facebook if you missed it. And we'll leave you today with Amber Reid and a beautiful song by Fleetwood Mac, Dreams. See you next week, Australia. Bye-bye.
Now here you go again. You say you want your freedom. Well, who am I to keep you down? It's only right for you to play the way you feel it, but listen carefully to the sound of your loneliness, like a heartbeat drives you mad in the stillness of remembering what you had and what you lost and what you had and what you lost. Thunder only happens when it's raining. Players only love you when they're playing. You say women, they will come and they will go. When the rain washes you clean, you know. You Now here I go again. I see the crystal vision. I keep my vision to myself. It's only me who wants to wrap around your dreams. And have you any dreams you'd like to sell? Dreams of loneliness, like a heartbeat drives you mad in the stillness of remembering what you had and what you lost and what you had, ooh, and what you lost. Oh, thunder only happens when it's raining. Players only love you when they're playing. You said women, they will come and they will go. When the rain washes you clean, you know. Oh, thunder only happens when it's raining. Players only love you when they're playing. You said women, they will come and they will go. When the rain washes you clean, you know. You will know. You will know. Oh, you know.
This episode of The Couch is proudly supported by Crown and Andrews Board Games. Fun for the whole family. And Scoot Airlines. Get out of here with Scoot.